Thanks very much for joining us. Right now, we're standing by to hear from the White House. You're looking at some live pictures coming in from the Brady briefing room where the press secretary, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, will be briefing reporters later this hour. We're going to have live coverage of that for you. Sanders will certainly be hit with questions on several major fronts. One will be the ongoing debate and the expected votes coming up over health care. President Trump has kept up the pressure on Republicans in the Senate, once again tweeting today, and I'm quoting him, "Don't let the American people down." All this while a now deleted tweet from the White House Communications Director, Anthony Scaramucci, is causing ripples through Washington about possible discord inside the White House, with Scaramucci seemingly calling out the White House Chief of Staff, Reince Priebus, for leaks.
People know my history between me and Reince.
Yes.
Okay. I can speak for my own actions. He's going to need.
That's where we begin right now with the infighting going on within the Trump administration. Scaramucci was clearly angry over a Politico article about his profits from the sale of a hedge fund company when he tweeted this last night, quote, "In light of the leak of my financial disclosure info, which is a felony, I will be contacting FBI and the Justice Department. Hashtag swamp." And then he noted at Reince45. That's Reince Priebus's Twitter handle. Scaramucci later deleted the tweet, denied it was a veiled threat to Priebus. All the palace intrigue, as it's being called, the bad blood clearly developing between Scaramucci and Priebus.
Well, that's right, Wolf, and we sort of predicted this might be a rocky relationship as soon as Scaramucci came in for the job. We know he came in at the objection of Reince Priebus, but even for this White House, where we have seen so much infighting, so much backbiting, what's playing out today is unusually public. Listen to what Scaramucci had to say today about his relationship with Reince Priebus.
Now, if you want to talk about the Chief of Staff, we have had odds, we have had differences. When I said we were brothers from the podium, that's because we're rough on each other. Some brothers are like Cain and Abel. Other brothers can fight with each other and then get along. I don't know if this is repairable or not. That will be up to the president. But he's the Chief of Staff. He's responsible for understanding and uncovering and helping me do that inside the White House, which is why I put that tweet out last night.
So not exactly complimentary words there from Scaramucci. He also went on to say that if Reince wants to defend himself and insist he's not the source of these leaks, he could speak for himself and do so, Wolf.
Let's talk, Sarah, also about the president's latest attacks against his attorney general, Jeff Sessions. Sources now telling CNN some associates are urging the president to consider what's called a recess appointment as an option to replace Sessions. Is that a realistic possibility?
Well, it's certainly something that they're talking about at the White House, but it's the kind of thing that if they were to do it would require some cooperation from the Senate. So one, that's of course setting off alarm bells from Democrats who are going to try to prevent that from happening. And two, it's also concerning Republicans. Republicans are sending a very clear signal to the White House over the last couple of days and again today: do not do this. We are not going to help you facilitate a recess appointment. We are not going to hold hearings on a new attorney general. Today, Lindsey Graham told our colleague that it would cause holy hell if the president decided to fire Jeff Sessions. So you're getting a lot of please do not do this, do not proceed, we are not going to make this happen for you. So it seems like that may not actually be a feasible option for the president, regardless of how angry he is at his attorney general right now, Wolf.
All right, thanks very much, Sarah Marie, over at the White House. Let's talk about the turmoil going on right now. Joining us, David Drucker. He's a CNN political analyst, senior congressional correspondent for the Washington Examiner. Eric Columbus is with us as well. He's a former Obama Justice Department official. We have our CNN politics editor, Juana Summers, and our chief political analyst, Gloria Borger. Gloria, Anthony Scaramucci, he said it would have been a felony to leak that confidential information from his financial disclosure, but that information after 30 days does become public.
It's publicly available.
Yeah.
And, you know, Scaramucci, even Newt Gingrich is saying this morning, seems to be shooting, just talking, blathering in a way, and he can't do that. He can't do that when you have that kind of a podium and that kind of a megaphone. And I think what he is showing by accusing people and by making these kinds of charges and by threatening to fire people is that there is such a level of dysfunction at this White House that you can't even keep it private, that it just is spilling out into the open for everyone to see.